Welcome back to SMK Entertainment. We're thrilled to have you join us today for an eye-opening journey. Today, we're diving into a world of extremes, the stark contrasts between the richest countries and the poorest. From opulent lifestyles filled with luxury cars and sprawling mansions to areas struggling with basic necessities, the differences are staggering. The gap between them is shocking, and it's more than just about money. It's about access to education, healthcare, and opportunities. Imagine living in a place where clean water is a luxury versus a place where it's taken for granted. The daily lives of people in these countries are worlds apart. By the end of this video, you'll see just how different life can be depending on where you live. Stay tuned as we explore these incredible contrasts. Title: The Richest Countries versus the Poorest Countries, the Shocking Differences. Before we begin, how do we determine if a country is rich or poor? Economists use something called GDP per capita, which is the total value of a country's economy divided by its population. The higher it is, the richer the country. Topping the list is Luxembourg, a tiny European country with a massive economy. Despite having a population of just 650,000, its high wages and strong banking sector make it the wealthiest country per person. Next is Switzerland, home to the world's richest banks, famous chocolates, and a high standard of living. It's also where many billionaires store their wealth. Surprisingly, Ireland ranks among the richest countries. Thanks to big tech companies like Apple and Google setting up headquarters here, its economy has skyrocketed in recent years. Norway is proof that having natural resources can make a country rich. With huge oil reserves and a high standard of living, Norway ranks among the wealthiest nations. Finally, we have the United States, home to the world's biggest companies, billionaires, and a massive economy. But despite its wealth, it has huge economic inequality, with millions still struggling financially. At the other end of the spectrum is Burundi, the poorest country in the world. With an average income of just $300 per year, most people struggle with extreme poverty, lack of clean water, and limited health care. Somalia has been in conflict for decades, making it nearly impossible for the country to develop. Political instability and poverty keep it among the world's poorest. Despite having valuable resources like diamonds and gold, the Central African Republic remains one of the poorest countries due to corruption and instability. Malawi is one of the poorest countries in Africa, with the majority of its population working in agriculture and struggling with food shortages. Super Malawi GDP per capita $700. The Democratic Republic of Congo is a country with immense natural resources, but due to corruption and civil conflict, its people remain in poverty. Super Democratic Republic of Congo GDP per capita $800. So what makes these countries so different? Here are the biggest reasons why some nations thrive while others struggle. The differences between rich and poor countries are stark and multifaceted, encompassing various aspects of society, economy, and governance. Let's delve deeper into these factors to understand the underlying causes of these disparities. Economy and jobs-rich countries have industries like tech, finance, and oil. These sectors not only generate significant revenue but also create numerous high-paying jobs. The presence of multinational corporations and advanced technological infrastructure further boosts economic growth. In contrast, the economic landscape in poorer nations is vastly different. Poor countries rely on basic agriculture. This dependence on agriculture makes them vulnerable to fluctuations in weather and global market prices. Limited access to modern farming techniques and technology hampers productivity, keeping these nations in a cycle of poverty. Additionally, the lack of diversification in their economies means fewer opportunities for growth and development. Government stability. Political stability allows rich countries to grow. Stable governments can implement long-term policies that foster economic development, social welfare, and infrastructure projects. They can also attract foreign investment, which is crucial for sustained growth. On the other hand, political instability can be a significant barrier to progress. Corrupt governments keep poor countries from progressing. Corruption diverts resources away from essential services and infrastructure, leading to inefficiencies and a lack of trust in public institutions. This corruption often results in social unrest and a lack of foreign investment, further hindering development, education, and healthcare. Rich nations invest in schools and hospitals. Quality education systems produce a skilled workforce capable of driving innovation and economic growth. Access to advanced healthcare ensures a healthy population, which is essential for productivity. These investments create a virtuous cycle of development and prosperity, while poor nations lack these resources. Inadequate education and healthcare facilities limit opportunities for individuals to improve their circumstances. High rates of illness and low levels of education perpetuate the cycle of poverty, making it difficult for these countries to catch up with their wealthier counterparts. Natural disasters and conflicts. Some poor countries face constant wars or natural disasters. These events can devastate infrastructure, displace populations, and drain national resources. The constant threat of conflict or disaster makes it challenging to plan for the future and invest in long-term development projects, making it hard to develop. Rebuilding efforts are often slow and underfunded, leaving these nations in a perpetual state of recovery. The international community's support is crucial, but it is often insufficient to address the scale of the challenges faced. Understanding these differences is the first step towards finding solutions that can bridge the gap between rich and poor countries. As you can see, the world is full of economic extremes, from the towering skyscrapers that symbolize wealth and power to the sprawling slums that represent poverty and struggle. The disparity is stark and undeniable. These contrasting images serve as a powerful reminder of the inequalities that exist in our global society. While some countries are home to billionaires living in opulence and luxury, enjoying the finest things life has to offer, others are not so fortunate. These affluent individuals reside in grand mansions, sail on luxury yachts, and shop in high-end districts, showcasing a lifestyle that many can only dream of. On the other hand, there are regions where people struggle with basic necessities. In these areas, access to clean water, adequate shelter, and proper clothing is a daily challenge. The stark contrast between these two worlds is a poignant illustration of the economic divide that persists. Which fact surprised you the most? Was it the sheer opulence of the wealthy or the dire conditions of the impoverished? These realities often evoke strong reactions and spark important conversations about inequality and social justice. Let us know in the comments. Your thoughts and opinions are valuable, and we encourage you to share your perspective on these pressing issues. Engaging in dialogue is the first step towards understanding and addressing these complex problems. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more eye-opening videos. By staying connected, you can continue to explore and learn about the various facets of our world, gaining insights that can inspire change. See you in the next one. We look forward to bringing you more content that challenges your perspective and broadens your understanding of the world around us. Until then, take care and stay curious.